Welcome back, dearest listener, to Queen of Daggers, Heart of Fire, our experimental Daggerheart podcast. You three who are in your original rooms, you are summoned by a knock on your door from the steward, who has come to collect you to break fast. Evelyn, you hear the bolt in your door turn. Not the handle, but you hear the bolt turn. Lady Mariana's here for you, if you in your own time.
That is the warning she needs to take the 2 books that she's used to learn in Ferris and Elvin, the Proto and Ferris and Proto Elvin, and put them in the desk in the room. Does it have a drawer?
Yeah.
So she puts them in the drawer. She would like to be able to share these with the other people in the party, but she doesn't want to get caught with them. So she puts them in the drawer. She uses the runic lock again on the desk drawer and opens the door to the room.
And you hadn't given anything to the steward to be washed. You specifically held on to your stuff. Hope you enjoyed your stay to the best of your ability. Mariana's waiting outside.
It was very nice to meet you.
Why, thank you. I'm glad. Not everyone says that.
You're a very straightforward person, and I appreciate that.
Again, when you're done revising, if you want to, you come see me.
Certainly.
She doesn't follow you. She watches you go. Mariana is standing outside. So, yeah, you are fully clothed to meet the Queen for breakfast. And Mariana's standing there and nods curtly to the way without looking in to the room even. Let's go. The Queen's ready. She kind of puts a hand on you and hustles you away. Are you all right? Everything's all right?
Oh, yes, I'm fine.
See, I told you that everything would be.
Yes, you're a woman of your word.
I'm not always correct, but
You told the truth.
Thank you. You come to a dining hall. Clearly not the grand dining hall, but, the Queen's private everyday dining hall. Still quite grand. Yeah, it's still quite grand. It is a very long table. She is there. The wizard and the draftsman are also there. It seems a kind of casual vibe, like they often break fast together. As you approach, the draftsman stands, and so does the Queen. Come, perfect, wonderful. Have a seat. Mariana, join us, please.
Lemma hears in his head, I don't trust this.
What is it?
They're all standing when I walked in.
The wizard doesn't. She's still...
Oh, not the wizard.
She's eating her melon. She smiles, but she just doesn't stand up for people at the table. It's not her thing.
Okay, well, Evelyn waits for the Queen at least to sit again before she will sit.
The Queen tells you to sit.
Didn't realize she told me to sit.
Similarly, when she's asked Mariana to join them, she nods and joins. There are places set for you. There are name cards, and there is an item in front of each plate, a large item for some of you. OrLeon and Ginny are on the outside, and their items are actually in the chair next to their seats because armor is large. We're not going to put armor on the table. Let me tell you what you get. OrLeon had asked to be better at not taking damage. And the draftsman is kind of shyly looking down at his plate and ignoring you all while you're looking at your stuff. But everything has a little tag on it. It looks like a specimen tag or an evidence tag. It's not, but there's a little note written on each of them. Your tag says, "Stay alive, nature boy." And you have some beautiful armor. There's a description, I guess, on the other side of the tag on what it does, because I'm just going to tell you. It has the in terms of Daggerheart mechanics, it has the property resistant, which means when you're about to take damage, instead of reducing it by your armor score, you can mark 2 armor slots to make yourself resistant to that damage, which means you take half the damage. You now have harrow bone armor. And the pattern of the leather braiding looks like bones, like fish bones.
This sounds quite wonderful.
Ginny's tag says, "Baby shield, here's to help you save some time." And there's a breastplate, a metal breastplate with a beautiful tree on it. He sees you messing with it, and he says, "Excuse me, to his wife." And he comes over, and he's like, "I have to show you this. This is actually kind of cool." There's like a lot of line work underneath. You almost think it's scale armor at first. It's kind of like hexes. And he says, "May I?" And he asks to borrow your axe.
Of course. And I hand it over to him.
I'll tweak it again before you go. I just want to show you. And he puts the breastplate on the floor, and he takes your axe, and he really wails on the breastplate. It chips off a piece of like a hex of the breastplate, and then it hovers there and sticks itself back on. This is Iron Tree breastplate armor. It has a base of 5, and the characteristic sturdy. So before you mark your last armor slot, you can roll a d6. On a 6, you use the armor without marking the slot.
Thank you, sir.
Evelyn, your tag says, "Healing is nice, but rock those formulas." And what you see at the table is a prism. What one might call an arcane prism. And I'll just read you the text of this. "Position this prism in a location of your choosing. Once activated, any allies that stand within close distance of this prism get +1 to their spellcast rolls. Once it is deactivated, it can't be activated again until your next long rest." So more geometry than algebra, but
Hey, all good.
but you could overthink that for.
Yes. She spends the entire battle thinking about where to put it exactly to triangulate herself, OrLeon, and Lemma in it.
And as Lemma considers the draftsman is definitely watching Lemma out of the corner of his eye to see how he'll react. And the note says, "I told you this would be a challenge. I had some great help with this one. I hope it's something you're into." And then there's a PS. Oh, great was underlined. And PS. I meant my wife helped. I'm sharing credit with my wife, the wizard. And then there's a crossed out part. And the crossed out part is like, usually my wife has to make me share credit, but as men, it's important that we. And then he crossed all that.
The draftsman is one of the good guys.
What you see is a piece of metal about 1.5 feet long, covered in words in what Evelyn can eventually tell you, a mix of Proto-Elven and Proto-Inferis. And though you, Lemma, do not speak those languages, you know what to say to this rod. And if you tell it to rise, it will. If you tell it to stop, it will. To suspend, it will. This is the suspended rod.
Lemma takes it for a spin and is extremely impressed. And he says, "Thank you. This is a wonderful gift."
And when he realizes that you were caught him, and he's like, "Oh, I wasn't looking." And he's like, "Just something new we're trying out. Let me know if you've got any notes."
Lemma places it on the floor, stands on it, and tells it to rise.
I need an agility check because it is not thick. It's like a bar. Yeah.
Okay, so Lemma will hold it Lemma will instead hold
Yeah.
it and tell it to rise. Just a couple inches.
Yeah, it pulls you off the ground.
Incredible.
Eventually, I would need a strength check to stay there, to not lose your grip. But yeah,
So you have me hold it, and then you lower me down a shaft.
fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
even fucking think of that.
Lemma. Lemma's immediately like, it's heisting time.
Fuck. Okay, I was gonna give you the lore keeper, and then I saw they have the suspended rod, and I think you all know. Javen definitely knows. The immovable rod is my absolute favorite magic item in D&D. I was like, I'm gonna give Javen the shenanigan toy.
And then we immediately found out a shenanigans for it, and you only have yourself to blame.
Fuck is wrong with me? Fuck.
First of all, love. Second of all, I had levitation anyway.
Well,
So, no real harm.
you want the lore
done
keeper
to-
instead?
to your campaign? I don't know what the lore keeper is, but this seems sweet. So no.
And the queen is like watching all this and clapping and complimenting. And wonderful. Well, this is all lovely. When you're finished with your breakfast, let the steward know if there's anything else you need.
We were going to talk. No?
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought last night you said that you'd get back to us this morning about your thoughts about.
Yes, you gave me a lot to think about, and I spent the night thinking about it, and you're free to go.
That's it?
Did you want me to do something else?
No, we appreciate your consideration. And thank you, sir, for these fine gifts.
I'm not kicking you out. The steward can give you a tour of the grounds. We have areas that guests do tour. The draftsman did a beautiful job. It's a limited tour, obviously.
That would be lovely.
I do have a lot to do today, but again, thank you for giving me so much to think about.
Anytime.
She cocks her head and looks at you. Well, don't say that if you don't mean it.
No, it's been a pleasure.
She cocks her head in the other direction. Well, I'm glad. And she goes over to Ginny and just puts her arms out for a hug.
I very carefully bend down and hug her. I know she's not delicate, but she looks it.
And you're filled with warmth, but also just that feeling of resolution, of will, a feeling that you're in the right place at the right time. And as the hug ends and you turn back to your friends and think about how right the four of you are together, just like a bolt of lightning, you realize something doesn't belong and that Evelyn's under some sort of effect. There's some spell effect on Evelyn. I will tell you, it does not seem like a harmful, damage kind of curse effect.
Does it seem like someone's watching her? Like she's been tracked?
Since you've said that, I think that seems very likely.
Okay.
Like, it seems not a harmful thing. It also doesn't seem very heroine herself, not quite her vibe. But also, she's got a lot of other people doing different things for her.
Yeah, it's might not be Harrows, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was that Emos lady. Okay, I don't have any way to communicate to them other than saying it out loud, and I don't want to do that here. I could pull Lemma aside and say it to him, and then he can convey it to Evelyn.
I mean, I think you're all about to leave this room, right?
Right. But if I'm going to try and convey that Evelyn's being watched, I have to do it in a way that doesn't alert Evelyn out loud.
True.
And the only person I would know that could get the information to her, not out loud, is Lemma. So I would have to pull Lemma aside. which, I don't know, might make Lemma feel nervous.
It might. You wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah, true. He's inscrutable. I would never be able to know. I think that's part of what drives Ginny crazy about Lemma is that she can't tell. She's used to knowing exactly what people think of her immediately. You can't tell with Lemma. So that's what I do. I walk over to Lemma real quick, and I kind of like, I'm about to reach out to touch him, but remember that he doesn't like that. And I said, I need to talk to you for a minute. Alone.
Lemma, sort of slightly nonplussed, but says, all right, of course.
We'll be right back. And I just kind of pull him over to the corner of the room and say, I don't want to alarm anybody, but there is some sort of, I don't know, effect, some sort of spell. Someone is watching Evelyn. I don't think it's the Queen, but it would not shock me if it was that bureaucrat.
The one who was interrogating Evelyn last night?
Yes. Someone is watching her, so whatever we are gonna do.
Ginny, can you make a finesse or presence roll just to not draw attention?
Yeah, presence roll. I got a 16 with fear, but I'll add my prayer dice to it and make it a 19 with fear. For deception.
How many fear do you have, Asteria?
I'm maxed. Yeah, I should be using my fear more. I don't know. Are you looking to see if people are looking at you? Like, do you want to know? Or do you just want to tell them?
I think once Lemma twigs that Ginny is trying to keep a secret, he is keeping an eye on the room to try to discern whether...
Very good. There's no, like, it's not like everyone's staring at you. But I didn't take any fear. But I get to make a move
Right.
if I want.
Lemma then is going to use Bard's Hope. When you or an ally close to you makes a presence roll and either succeeds with fear or fails, spend 3 hope to negate that roll's consequences by intervening.
Yay! Teamwork.
Great. Seems like you're in the clear.
I think the way this works is Lemma very quickly processes what Ginny's trying to do. The attention in the room of the wizard being leveled towards them. He's been in so many rooms where people are projecting through their energy, whether they are basically visible or not visible. Rooms where there are people who are trying to kind of serve and facilitate, and other people are the subject of what's going on. And he adopts the posture of somebody who's invisible. He adopts the sort of completely unremarkable aspect, a functionary, where he's just going about his business.
Yeah, I think the wizard glances at you and is like, two friends are talking to each other. Goes back to her conversation.
Somebody's watching her, so whatever it is that we're gonna do.
Magically?
Magically. And not in a way that I understand, so it's gotta be some sort of wizard.
I wonder if OrLeon could do to her what he did for me.
It's possible. I don't see why it wouldn't be.
I don't see what alternative we have, unless we leave Evelyn at the inn, but that seems like a terrible idea.
I don't want to leave Evelyn anywhere by herself. Yeah. Also, leaving her alone would be more suspicious than not.
All right. I'm going to not tell Evelyn this, because I think it will be more likely to be discerned, and there's nothing that she can do at this juncture that will change this. We just need to get out of this room and then handle it later.
Okay. Then that's what we'll do.
But he is going to say to Evelyn, I think it's best if we don't say anything aloud about next steps until we are off the premises.
And that was telepathic, or?
That was telepathic. He says across the room
Hey!
at a medium volume.
Which for Lemma is yelling.
Just to clarify what Lemma is thinking, he's actually afraid that Evelyn, through her reaction, will tip them off. Not so much that simply delivering the message will be heard.
Not known for my poker face, I guess.
To be fair, Lemma spent a long time in Evelyn's head. I think he knows.
I believe you have the experience scrutable.
I think just saying, now don't freak out, but it would be like, what?
Lemma, since it's specifically you who was told next, Ginny is the one who figured it out, and she's the one who least uses this kind of poetry, the spell casting kind. Would you, Lemma, like to make some kind of roll to see if you can clock this curse and see what you can? Would you like to ogle Evelyn's curse? Now that I've put it that way.
Sure, yeah. I guess now that Lemma knows what he's looking for, he's going to kind of let his eyes glaze a little bit and just try to read the patterns of language curving around Evelyn to see what disruption there might be there.
Yeah, just take a shot. Ginny noticed without anyone knowing that they were looking for something. Now I'll give you another roll since you've been told.
I'll even go further and tell me if you think this helps. Lemma's going to do what he did, kind of letting his gaze go soft and looking into the word, but he's going to do that in Evelyn's head at the same time to see if there are any disruptions or irregularities there.
What I would encourage you to do is just remember where we are.
Yeah.
And this is not in a naysaying way. This is an encouraging way. Just that you said you were going to use the ward, be in tune with the ward, and remember that we are at the source of the ward. I've been saying that it feels very heavy, very present.
Right, okay.
So I would just encourage you to, know that the source is not Evelyn.
Right, okay.
So as much as I want to encourage your bond to think externally, to be one with the environment more than with her in this moment.
I see. Who else is in the room at this very moment?
Do you think you've left the room or gone into the hall?
Ginny, where did you take me?
You're probably, let's say you're in the threshold because there's no one in the hall.
Okay.
The queen and the draftsman and the wizard are still at the table, and Mariana has stood and is standing a bit awkwardly. She'd clearly like to leave.
Okay. I think Lemma's, depending on what you think is legitimate given his abilities, he's going to try to read kind of strands and connections between Evelyn and to understand what they're doing. He's just going to try to read the story.
Great.
15 with hope. This is using knowledge, so this is analyzing.
The 15 with hope, you don't glean a connection to any person in this room. With the hope, as a reader of people, it does occur to you that there is someone in this room who would probably know a lot about this, and that they know maybe more about the building blocks of poetry than anyone in Lacuna, and also seems like the type of person who doesn't get to talk about their work that much, and maybe would be interested in talking to you if you played your cards right.
Great.
Do you know who I mean, or do you need more than that?
I based on that, I think it's the draftsman.
Yes.
Lemma says to Ginny quietly, I think we should ask for help, or at least for information.
From who?
Lemma's eyes dart just to the side to where the draftsman is, I imagine, like, with great difficulty trying to balance a poached egg on a fork.
I look to where Lemma is eye pointing. Okay. Do you want to ask him, or do you want me to? You may be better at it.
This would require people skills.
This is not in my one skills.
Lemma nods and says, Excuse me, sir. I wanted to thank you again for this wonderful gift. I wonder if you would mind giving me a demonstration of its working?
Oh. Yes. Was it Was it right? Was it what you were looking for? I know, like I said, it was...
Oh, it's truly wondrous, yes. I think I have all my life been so focused on what was practical. And I think this will be practical, but it is also delightful. And I thank you for that.
Well, you flatter me, son. Sometimes I need a little help with the delightful part, but it's a joy when I realize I've turned the delightful into the practical.
Could I trouble you for a moment or two, perhaps in the hallway, so we don't disturb anyone?
And he looks a little bit at the queen and the wizard, like he's not sure he'll be able to get away. And wizard says, Rafa, if you're going to talk shop, take your new friend and go outside. And he hurriedly stands up and gestures you outwards. And before you know it, the suspended rod is in his hands somehow. And he is explaining all the glyphs and runes in different languages. Saying, the thing you have to remember is it doesn't move once you've activated it. It stays in one place. But that's what makes it so strong. I only had over the night. And there's a lot going on last night. So, but it's not a flying carpet or anything. But it'll hold however much weight you need forever.
Lemma has the realization that he has had before, and he will have many times in his future, that adults are just people. But in this case, it's the realization that, demigods are just people.
1,000-year-old adults who...
1,000-year-old adults are just people with their obsessions and their insecurities. And it changes the way he thinks, not just about the draftsman, but about all of the beings we've interacted with up to this point.
You're a wordsmith, I take it.
I suppose I am.
Good for you, good for you.
That reminds me, there was something I was curious about, and I wasn't sure who to ask.
Well, this is a place for curiosity, and they don't let us have a lot of visitors in the shop, so now or never.
I recently encountered a form of magic that can monitor a person at great distances, spy on them effectively. And I wanted to know more about it.
Give me a presence check, please.
Double fives.
Great time for a crit. As well, he's not the most suspicious person. He was there when Evelyn got taken away. That was a really good time for a crit. And he says, "Oh yes, that's not my primary area. It's not my favorite, but I definitely have I've helped some people figure that out. I've lived as long as me. I've half invented just about every area of poetry. So, what's your question?"
Well, I suppose I would just love to know more about it. How does it work? How is it established? How can it be dismissed?
So you're talking about watching someone from afar, or listening, or...
Yes, that general category.
The most powerful one I know of, there's a few... A lot of people know about floating eye, but that's... once you look for it, it's pretty obvious.
Of course.
It's a bastard sometimes, though. Even when you know it, you gotta just shoot it down when you see it. It can be hard to see, but a really powerful one that I helped with a little bit a long time ago. Pretty rare, but I wouldn't be surprised if there were variations by this point. It's one where you actually see and hear through someone.
So, as though you turn a person into the floating eye that you described. I believe my friend OrLeon can do that, but not what you've just described.
Well, neither of those surprise me. I'd be surprised. I'd be a little worried if your friend could do what I'm talking about. It's very powerful, very useful. You can, leave it and come back to it. You just have to point at someone, and you don't even have to be that close to them if you're good.
So you can just think of somebody who you're not even near and apply this to them?
I mean, once you've set it up, you have to be able to see them, say them, that's who I want to. You can't hold it forever, it's one of those, with most spells like that, it's, once you cast another spell or get a splinter, or, it has to be sort of the only thing.
I see.
You can do normal things, you can go about your day and leave it and come back to it, but that's it for your poetry.
So you would have to be just entirely focused on this?
No, but...
Or entirely poetically focused on
yes,
this?
That's it. And, yeah, if you get in a fight or anything, if anyone hurts you at all, it's done. I never heard of anyone... Well, I never heard of anyone use it. You know what I mean? The type of person to use it wouldn't tell me.
Lemma chuckles politely.
Yeah, I can't imagine anyone using it for... Anyone who has the power to use that, they're probably using their power for other things. No one's going to use it long term.
Thank you for answering my questions. I know that myself and my companions have been suspicious and perhaps abrasive, but I am cognizant of how kind you've been to us.
Oh. Well, I must have missed all that, but I know your friend was given a kind of a hard time last night, but from what I heard, that all worked out.
I hope so.
Oh, good.
We were not told why she was taken.
My experience around here, things you need to know, and if you don't need to know, good for you.
Lemma very deliberately lets a little bit of concern show in his face.
I don't mean in a... Well, I don't know what kind of way you think I meant it. Just, the Queen, she runs things right. She's orderly. She doesn't try to run everyone's business for them, She's got people she trusts. Everyone here on the council, they know what they're doing. So, Mariana and me, we trust each other, but I don't know everything she's telling the guards and the troops to do. I don't know what's going on in the prison. She doesn't know. She certainly doesn't know my confidential work, but she doesn't know really much about any of my work, even the stuff that if she asked, I'd tell her. And then there's some other council members who hopefully you won't even have to meet. That the whole point of them is to know stuff that I don't want to know, and they make a point of not knowing things that are not their business. It's, we plow our own furrows, tend our own crops, unless there's something we need.
I imagine that works well, but that sometimes it must be lonely not to be able to share what you're excited to work on.
I mean, I share it with the Queen, I share it with my wife. It's lonely being thousands of years old, and I mean, there's some other things. Why do you say that? What do you know about me?
Virtually nothing, truly. I hope this will not come across as impertinent, but you strike me as somebody who is very excited to create and to share what he creates. And I think that what you make is appreciated, but that the excitement that you bring to it is not always equaled. That perhaps others appreciate it for its utility, but not for its wonder. But I've only known you and the rest of the court for a day, so I don't have a lot to go on.
Well, if I'm being honest, I think from the day you've been here, you could have gotten a little closer than that. You think I don't know anyone who appreciates the wonder of creation? You got some... I want to know who made those invisible blinders you're wearing, because they do good work.
Lemma shrugs his shoulders ruefully.
No, I inherited some wonder, but it's not my first step forward, and I'm lucky. There are few that I get to make things with who remind me. It's just been a long, long time since I was 19, 20? If I ever was, I'm not sure.
Lemma just sustains active listening for as long as he can before it seems awkward or stilted. If the draftsman doesn't say anything more, he just says, well, thank you again for taking the time to explain something to me. And for this wonderful gift.
Of course. I was told. Make him something cool. I hope I did.
You certainly did.
This is what's cool these days.
Lemma's, for the first time in this conversation, Lemma's like, what? Oh, he's asking if this is like what the young folks are into. Lemma like understands what the question is actually asking and recovers himself and says, I think an item such as this is timeless.
That's what I thought, but, I try to stay humble. Where'd your friends go?
I think Lemma pokes his head back into the breakfast room.
You know, right? Is there...
I think they're just finishing up their breakfast.
Oh, all right. As
Yeah.
long as I don't know if I was keeping you too long. Or...
Oh, no, not at all. They're, I think, used to me going off by myself from time to time.
Understood. Yeah. Same here. Well, if you ever have any ideas you want to share, you can feel free to write me a letter here.
Thank you. I may just do that.
If the world doesn't end, I've heard some rumors that might be a thing, but I'll probably still be here.
Well, I hope it doesn't happen.
Well, we've got a lot of that around. That's our #1 commodity.
Hope.
Is that the right word? Commodity? You're the word guy.
Well,
Crop?
thematically, crop might be more appropriate for Harrow's court, actually.
Yeah, I try not to be too on the nose with the... but
Is that a
you get the
pun?
idea. You also seem like the type, though, where if I use the wrong synonym, you'll read into it. Am I close?
Is Lemma tries to discern whether that was a pun.
On what? Asteria asking.
Well, just the way that read into it. There was a little bit of English on the word.
Let's say yes. He's
Okay.
like, yeah, that was a pun. That
Lemma again chuckles politely.
That's what people know me for, is my wordplay.
Lemma, who has just been kind of politely trying to disengage from the conversation, honestly, at this point re-engages and says...
Oh, this is so awkward. He was politely trying to disengage. He was trying to let you go.
And says, well, I will stop taking up your time, sir, but I have one final thought.
Taking pure... Oh, okay, yeah.
Which is that I don't know that anything we say is truly accidental.
Well, I mean, I mostly say things on purpose. But go on.
Only that I think even in words that we choose by chance or carelessly, there is meaning. I, in fact, know intimately how significant one word can be.
So I was right. If I used the wrong synonym, you would.
Yes, you were right. You were absolutely right.
Crop. It's our #1 crop.
I should join my friends. It has been a pleasure.
Have a good one. Ginny's just shredding a napkin, even though it's not paper. Like, it's just anxiety shredding a linen napkin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fully ripping apart the linen. It's just, I have very strong hands, just like, ugh.
Lemma rejoins the group and says, "Everybody, I think we should go. The others are probably waiting for us. They'll get concerned if we delay too long."
Yes, we thank you so much for your hospitality. Thank you.
Your Majesty, if I can just ask one thing before we leave. I hope we have not, and I fear we have, in some way, displeased you. But what has happened is what has happened. As a citizen of Boreas, I know well to trust your wisdom. So I simply ask, as we have found ourselves mixed up in this deeply consequential moment, all encounters may be our last encounters, it seems. Is there anything, understanding maybe we will never see each other again, is there anything you want us to know?
She looks at you, and no roll required from any of you. She is truly puzzled. She is genuinely trying to figure out what... It's not without admiration, but it's the Queen of Puzzles is seeing you as a mystery. And that's not helpful right now to her, but it is impressive to her. Is there anything I want you to know? Was that the question? Sorry?
Yes, Your Majesty. Yes. Forgive me if it's a presumptuous question, as
No,
imagine you would tell us what you wanted us to know, but
I'm only uncertain whether you will trust anything I have to say. Friends, would you leave us for a moment? She says to her coterie, and the four of you are alone with the Queen. And she thinks a long moment, and she takes out a 12-sided die. I think OrLeon recognizes it immediately. Not that I don't know if any of you have seen it before. It's small, but OrLeon instinctively recognizes it. She rolls it. Clifton looks at it. She says, 9. I'm going to tell you something I don't want you to know. I don't want anyone to know. But there's no one else living who knows it. And it feels like now is the time someone else should know. Small part, my side. I've always thought it's part of the story that did not make me look very good. But everything I've said to you that I've thought was good, you've not seemed to like, so maybe I'll get lucky. Don't worry, I'm not actually interested in luck. This is just... And she holds up the die. Something I borrow sometimes. There are a few who talk about the war between the four of us. I know there are some who say I did nothing. Either in the good way, that I did nothing to deserve any of it, or in a less generous way, that I did nothing to help her stop it. And neither is true. Obviously, I did a great deal to help Lacuna, but I'm not here to tell you that. I'm going to tell you the thing I said to my mother. My chest was still bleeding. And another queen was raging in grief, sending monsters, destroying cities, spawning heroes, but killing generations, all of that. I told the Lady of Madness, you started this. If you ever cared for me once, you'll stop this. And she did. And I was... well, the bones didn't tell me to tell you how I felt. But there, any other questions? That didn't help you at all, did it?
Your Majesty, we know so little of what is happening. It would be hubristic of us to imagine we know what will help or will not help before it does or doesn't, but I, speaking for myself, am deeply grateful for your confidence and sorrowful for your pain. And if our fear has made us seem like we stand in judgment or rejection, it has not.
Your fear. Stop, please. If only it had been your fear. I would have adored your fear. How I need that. That's the help I could have used. You brought me your own pristine hopes and stabbed them at me. I'm sorry that I am too experienced at dodging those blades. Maybe you lived through this. Maybe you have the honor of scars. Oh, this was lovely. I think we'll do this again sometimes, but I need to go make something.
Thank you for your time.
We shall retire. She stands and sort of floats out a back door.
Sorry, floats what?
Floats not in a literal sense, but drifts out the rear door of the hall. We should go.
Yes, we should.
Evelyn pockets her prism and leads the way out the door.
I follow.
Likewise.
She checks in with Ginny. Are you all right?
We understand very little. And I think I understand even less.
Did what she say help you?
Not as much as I'd hoped.
I'm sorry for that.
Thank you. Are we really going back to the inn, Lemma?
Well, perhaps before we leave, we could find a quiet spot on the grounds to discuss what to do next.
Sounds great.
Yes, lads.
Could be nice to get outside.
The walls are too stuffy here anyway.
Do we look for a spot in the courtyard?
I think there's a nice, lovely spot near a greenhouse.
Once we find that spot, Evelyn will do the her new reveal trick again, just to make sure no one's hiding and watching them.
And it reveals hidden objects. And give me the text again, sorry.
If there is anything hidden within close range, the roll would succeed against. It is no longer hidden.
Anything hidden in close range? No, there's nothing hidden. You gather outside the dining room, and there is a steward, whom you remember from the night before, who stands a little uncertainly as to whether or not he's giving you a tour, when he understands that you really just want to see the courtyard and the famous gardens. He escorts you there. There's a back path, so you don't have to go through the Great Hall with all the traffic there. You get sort of the court path to the gardens, and you're out in the fresh air with the beautiful morning light of Boreas, with the sun gleaming off the spires of the castle. The courtyard and the grounds are lovely. You get a slight view of Harrow Bay, but mostly it's the gardens, and you see a very short walk from the door. The glass architectural, I was going to say marvel, but having just stepped out of the castle, is the glass, the notable glass thing The greenhouse. The greenhouse known as the Burnmend Garden, where the queen is known to keep her more exotic, I suppose, plants, the more temperature fussy plants that thrive there year round. And the steward brings you to the beautiful glass doors of Burnmend Garden and goes to open them and is surprised, quite visibly, when they are locked. "Oh, so sorry," he says. They're always open to the public. This time, there must have been a change that I wasn't. I'm so dreadfully sorry. This is very embarrassing. I'm going to find out some more information. Would you like to stay here, or the rest of the grounds are obviously open, so please feel free. Burnmend Garden is so popular. I'm just going to find out. There must be moving plants around. Some of them are quite delicate, obviously. I'm just going to go find out why no one told me. And he hustles off in agitation.
All right. I think we're at least have the illusion of being alone.
Yes, it's not. You do see in the distance. It's still early, and it's true that. And OrLeon, maybe you even came to these gardens once as a child. This is exactly the kind of thing that you bring your kids to on a weekend. You know, when the weather's nice, which it often is. It's not that exciting, but it is very pretty.
This is when Evelyn would have done the reveal spell.
Oh, out here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood. That makes more sense.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Oh, and what's the range?
Close. 10 to 30.
Then no, nothing in close range that I can think of.
And it doesn't seem like it's an ongoing mobile effect. So she says, "I think we're alone." Looking expectantly at the others. Possibly about to say something incriminating from the expression on her face.
Hang on to that thought, whatever that is.
Lemma thinks to her, "Don't react.
Don't scream.
Don't freak out.
It had to happen.
We believe we're being magically observed."
She thinks back. There's nothing hidden within about 30 feet.
Ginny noticed something attached to you.
Oh. Can you tell me what she saw exactly? Evelyn's trying to gather information in order to try to see what she knows about enchantments of this nature.
He relays what Ginny said she saw to Evelyn.
Is that enough for me to make a knowledge check about the nature of this enchantment?
He also relays what the draftsman told him.
OrLeon and I are just making small talk over here to not draw suspicion.
I feel like we know that they do this, right? So we're just like, OrLeon like lies back on the grass, enjoy the sun.
If Lemma is relaying everything the draftsman told him and everything
Yeah.
Ginny told him, with your class features, you haven't done a check on yourself, so you don't know if this is still active. Like, if this is hypothetically still active, you are
Right.
very confident that what we're talking about is someone, almost certainly Aimos, if it's still active, which it was recently, seeing through your eyes, hearing through your ears, until she casts another spell or takes damage, but not reading your thoughts. And not constantly when she checks in on it.
Right. So Evelyn will say to Lemma when she checks in, "Well, there's an opportunity then, if I'm still being watched, to plant false information or state false intentions. But we certainly should not do anything regarding the Heart of Fire while this is active. And if we need to test it, I'm sure we can think of a way to do that."
Does OrLeon have a thought?
OrLeon doesn't know any of this.
OrLeon, I'm pretty sure OrLeon does not even know that there is a magical sensor around Evelyn.
OrLeon's like, why are we going
Yeah.
back to the inn when only Soren is
OrLeon knows when others have picked up the thread. And so he's like, Evelyn and Lemma are working something out.
Yeah.
I tried to get some info earlier.
I'm just braiding flowers into his hair, and I'm
Oh.
just let them go. Just let them go.
But OrLeon is definitely imagining that if somebody were in somebody else's head, it would be really fun to start saying terrible things about that person. To let them know. Also just to let them know that they're listening. But you're right, planting false information might be more useful.
The problem we have is we have no way of knowing whether the link is active, whether Oimos is listening in.
Well, we could test it by doing something deliberately inflammatory and seeing if she responds that isn't related to what we're actually going to do that is inflammatory and problematic.
So, like, saying kind of in the clear, like, we'd better go back to the inn and talk about our plan to rob the bank
Yes.
at 1:00 in the main square, and then wait until 1:00 but then we just know that she was listening at that moment, not whether
Right.
she's still listening, right?
Also, we don't know, we may not know if our only plan is
Yes.
to stop this is my spell could fail. And we don't want to plant false information that then we obviously belie.
Yes.
Right?
And if we do use your spell and it works, then we have to have a plan for immediately afterward, because the information will be cut off. If she's paying attention, it will be cut off, and that is information that she is getting as well.
Also, I don't know any of this, so I'm still just looking at the sky.
Lemma's continuing to process this.
Well, Evelyn will just keep talking to Lemma in her head, spouting all this stuff regardless.
Lemma thinks to Evelyn, the other thing that the draftsman mentioned is that if the listener casts a different spell, it would interrupt this one. So if we can induce her to cast a different spell somehow, but not knowing what she can do or what would induce her.
There was another thing he said.
She takes damage.
Right.
Arcane Barrage!
I'm not saying after all my teasing you guys for being kind of snotty, I'm not suggesting you go up to her and punch her. I'm just making sure that you understood what I was saying.
Yes. Yes, Lemma immediately dismissed that possibility.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'm just making sure.
The alternative is that we simply go and confront her and ask her to remove it, as it is incredibly rude, and we've done nothing.
That's true. I feel as though that might justify her in having done it.
There are no good options other than really trying to get rid of it and then going about our business.
Yes. So plan the first. Let OrLeon do what OrLeon does.
Yes.
Plan the second. Try to do something that will force or induce Oimos to do something else instead. And plan the third. Throw a book at her?
One step at a time.
So I think we start with the simplest. We just start with OrLeon.
Right. I think we're all going to need to help him.
Yeah.
As I believe Oimos is a very powerful caster.
So Lemma thinks, Evelyn, why don't you face me and we'll just have an out loud conversation, and OrLeon will attempt to magically terminate this connection behind you.
Also, are we sure we want to do this here? Are we then going to try to go in the greenhouse?
She's locked, remember.
Yeah.
That is the least.
That is yes, there's so many ways to break glass.
It's true.
Pick a lock. If I can see through the glass, I might be able to go in on the other side and just unlock it. If it's that kind of door. If it's a big padlock on a chain outside, then I can't do anything about that. But I can basically arcane door. When I have no enemies in melee range, make a spellcast roll. On a success, spend a hope to disappear from where you are and reappear somewhere within far range you can
Oh,
see.
so like if it's a latch
Yes.
that you can turn.
But if it's a padlock,
I'm pretty sure I can break a lock open.
yes. Yeah.
You don't see a padlock. Like he's the steward. He's not going to take a sledgehammer. He's just like, if this is not supposed to be open, I have to find out why. You know,
I could try it, but I want to do it while I'm being watched.
that doesn't rule out it being magically locked, but you
Yeah.
have no reason to believe it is at the moment.
And then I could runic lock it behind us as when we went in.
Ooh.
I got a lot of useful stuff.
Lemma has a very, very goofy idea, and no way to communicate his intentions to the rest of the party.
We could just make her walk away, no?
We certainly could.
I'm just putting that out there. I think we could do that.
Yeah, I could just walk away and you guys could just talk about it. I could get very interested in a tree 35 feet away.
That might just happen.
Only if it were a book.
They're interesting trees.
If you do that, with apologies to the rest of the party, Lemma is going to try a gambit with no input, and and here's the gambit. So if you turn and look at a tree, Lemma is first of all going to try illusion, and he's going to kind of walk away within Evelyn's point of view as though to admire a tree. He's then going to cast an illusion of himself at the location where he is arrived at.
Great.
Wait, what?
So that is 17 with hope.
Great. Succeeds.
Oh, do you want the prism?
You would have to close your eyes and ears to use the prism so that the squire didn't see.
That's right.
Having done that, Lemma is going to do something he's never done before.
Shocking.
And that he's been a little shocking, a little bit worried to do. He is going to utter a whisper of stories so fast and indistinct that slithers out of his mouth like a breath of smoke, and he takes on another form. He appears to every observer to be the wizard. So now there is an illusion of Lemma, and Lemma has cast this illusion so that it is looking at him, the wizard.
Can I ask what Evelyn perceives? Is Evelyn aware?
Evelyn isn't looking at this
does Evelyn
direction.
know you have cast a spell, or does Evelyn just think the illusion is you?
I am looking at a tree.
Evelyn wouldn't know. So, that having happened... can I retcon something, actually?
Maybe.
Because I can't do the voice of the wizard. Canonically, we've not established that Lemma is particularly good at voices, and doing the voice of another gender might be tough, but he has spent a long time in conversation with the draftsman.
No, I will say that Lemma
Yeah.
Lemma cannot impersonate the
Yeah.
wizard's voice. That is true.
But Lemma probably could do that for the draftsman, so he becomes the draftsman.
That's less fun. Okay. Okay.
I mean, we can do the wizard, whatever's more
No,
fun.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just make a different part fun.
So Lemma, as the draftsman, gets closer to the group and says, excuse me, Evelyn?
I'll turn around.
And then he says, thank you. Oimos? The queen wants you to stop.
If this were my Mummy's Mass campaign, you'd have just gotten a god card.
Take a hope if you're not full. Great. There is nothing that would immediately indicate to you what happens.
Right. And not being sure, Lemma kibitzes a little longer, just to be
how?
safe.
Like to Oimos?
Yeah, as though he's speaking to Oimos.
To be clear, Oimos can't speak through.
Yeah. And without any kind of indication of whether this has worked, Lemma's going to try to, assume that she has not taken this for granted.
Okay. Oh, actually, I'm going to use 2 fear. And as you're kibitzing, a guard, like one of the uniformed, helmeted palace guards, comes up and puts his hands on the shoulders of Evelyn and Ginny. It says, Miss, you need to come with me. And just come this way and everything will be fine. And pulls you and leads you directly in the door that you came out of into the hallway. And I'm going to spend one more fear to prevent any of you from interrupting this. And as you enter the palace proper and you're back on stone floor, Ginny, you realize you hear the sound of hooves, not just your own. And that this guard, if you look, it's a fawn. The fawn that you saw when you first came in.
Is there something wrong, sir?
And you hear whisper, Ginny, just keep walking. I don't know what is happening out there or what happened last night. Just let's get someplace we can talk.
Okay. And I grab Evelyn's hand. It's okay. Just come on.
And he pulls you both into the nearest empty room and takes off his helmet. And you see for the first time in many years, Victor.
Victor!
Will you please describe Victor for us?
Victor is he's about 10 years older than us, and he's taller than I am. He would have been a gangly teenager last time I saw him, so all knees and elbows. But he's grown into his height. He's got very, very dark black hair and two very large twisting horns that come out of the top of his head. Dark eyes, very keen dark eyes, and this wry smile that usually sits on the edge of his lips all the time. And I haven't seen Victor since he stormed out of Hornsbend when I was a little girl.
We're in this stray room off the hall. OrLeon, real Lemma disguised as the draftsman, and illusory Lemma silently posed talking to no one about a tree, I suppose? Does the illusion talk?
The illusion does not talk, it's stationary. So this is...
So it's maybe pointing at a tree, oh, look at that.
a temporary visual image, no larger than you within close range, that will last for as long as you look at it.
Oh, so it's gone. No, you're still there. But you were looking at Evelyn. You specifically turned your back on it.
I think I kept it in my visual range.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. And in any case, after I'm off camera, both of these things stop being true.
We're in this room, and Evelyn, you're in this room with two fawns. Victor is goggling at you, Ginny, as I imagine you are at him. This is so surreal. You were so young when you saw him last, and this is obviously it's an odd way to see anyone from back home, but also what a strange to see Victor in a guard's uniform. Imagine running away from everything, being a firebrand, an iconoclast, and then coming here and being just a palace guard for the queen. It's so the opposite of everything you were raised with, but also so orderly. And he is looking at you sort of like he's not sure if you're very small or very large, like he's having a perspective issue. He says, Ginny, it is you, right? I saw you when you came in, but it's been so long. What are you doing here?
We came to see the queen. I'm a poet.
Oh. Like my...
Yeah, like your grandfather.
I'm sorry. Or, that's great.
I think both of those things can be true.
I mean, it's great, but that's why
I'm here and not at home.
I know, how is your Nan about it?
Practical.
Right, yeah. I mean, I bet you're great at it.
She is, yes. Hello, I'm Evelyn.
This is Evelyn. I'm so sorry.
Hi, I'm Victor.
Yeah, this is Victor.
I am Victor. I'm from Ginny's town.
That's extraordinary.
And he immediately becomes his own age. He was like 10 years. He was talking to Ginny. He was 10 years younger. And he was, hi, I'm Private Victor. I'm just Victor. Hi, I'm not supposed to be doing any of this. We'll come back to that. You can tell me you're Miss Ravenwood.
Yes. Perhaps I should leave the two of you alone to talk.
No, don't go. You grab the both of us. Is there something the matter?
Well, apparently, you two seem to be in very big trouble. I'm trying to keep you out of it. I shouldn't be, and hopefully I'll just be fired and not something worse. What
Okay.
in chaos name, pardon me saying it, is happening? There was last night, and Lady Mariana was, she did her best. She does not like dealing with the secretary, and she did her best to protect you, Miss Ravenwood. And the draftsman was there talking to you and saying the secretary's name.
The secretary, that's it.
You said her name. I try to avoid saying her name because it makes Lady Mariana very angry.
Oh, I didn't say it, but
It's not a bad word to say or anything. Just, I work under Lady Mariana, and she is not a fan.
No. Perhaps we should have gone to her. Were you just sent to fetch us just now?
I was just there.
He thought we were in trouble. He came to. We're very protective people.
Do you know that you're not?
No, we don't know that at all.
we were just in the Queen's presence like not that long ago.
And the steward apparently doesn't know about the Burnman garden. I'm trying to get you in there.
Do you know why it was locked?
Can you get us in there?
Well, I know that something was moved there.
Do you know what?
I am not important. I overhear
Aw,
things.
That's not true at all.
Well, thank you. But I mean, in the Queen of Harrows scheme of things, they don't tell me things. I just overhear them.
I will let you in on a secret, Victor. Even when you are quote unquote important, they don't tell you anything either.
He gives you a big hug. It's just really good to.
It's good to see you. Are you happy here?
As much as you try to get away from home, it's still, once you can't go back,
It's all you want to do.
he holds you a little ways apart and looks at you in the face. No, I definitely did not say that.
Okay.
But it's nice when the nicest piece of it shows up.
Thanks.
It's all right here. It's not where I thought I'd end up exactly, but you gotta wind up somewhere.
I understand. When we came here, I thought, oh, maybe this would feel better. Coming from a place where I didn't belong. I'm glad you were able to make a home here.
Well, you should have belonged where we were. Okay, I really hope we have time for this later.
Me too.
What are you doing? What are they worried about? You're trying to do something bad? Maybe, but I know you're not bad.
We would.
It might be better if we didn't say anything. Just now.
Yeah, that's probably true. What do you need? What's going on? Look, I know there's stuff going on, and there's some stuff going on
Okay.
with the guard that if I have to leave, I've been kind of looking to leave anyway. Just with my work satisfaction is not as much. It's not. Lady Mariana's amazing. I mean, you've met her, right?
No, she's great.
She's amazing. That's why I've been here so long. There have been some new development. I would be happy to do some things I'm not supposed to do and get out of here if they're things that I can... What do you need? How can I help?
Can you get us into that greenhouse?
Yes. I don't know much about... I mean, yes. Is that all?
That's a start. If you could get it, we need to get into that greenhouse.
I've got a key.
Wonderful. Let's go.
Are you worried about the secretary?
Perhaps he should just give us the key.
Depends on how long you're gonna be. If you're not gonna... If I'm gonna give you the key, then I basically need to leave immediately. Because if I'm caught without my keys, Karis is gonna...
Oh, no. Then you should let us into the greenhouse, lock it behind us, and then go.
Yeah. Because if the new guard captain... He's not gonna come up, but if he finds out at guard check, it's...
Understood. Evelyn is narrating everything that's happening to Lemma so that Lemma and OrLeon know what's going on. Just as a matter of course.
It would probably look less suspicious if we're walking around with a guard.
Agreed. Yeah. I was just trying to get you... I didn't know what... That was not like the draftsman at all. Like, he doesn't... What? I mean, I don't see him that much. But what was that? Why did he call you Amos? He says to Evelyn.
So difficult to explain, and I think maybe you don't want to know.
No, you're completely right. He's thinking, I can let you in. We should do this quickly before I'm missed. I should...
Yes, let's do it now.
I'm worried... I don't... Send in case I never see you again, you can send a letter to me. Send it to my granddad's name, just at the central post at Boreas, and I'll look for letters there.
Yeah, I definitely will do that.
And I'll send letters to your Nan's name. I'll send letters to your Nan's name because she's not going to go for post there. It's just at Boreas Central. There's a...
Yes.
People just pick up letters there, and there's a good pub that I'll wait. If I quit or have to run, I'll wait a couple days. There's a good tavern and inn that's just like where people come and go. It's not sketchy, but it's just the Barrel and Key is just a good spot.
When you go there, look for Master Soren there. Master Soren.
Master was. I've met a guy named Soren.
That's probably him. Just go up to Master Soren.
Is he blonde?
Yes. Yes, he is.
Yeah, I think we're talking about the same tavern.
Yes. Go to Master Soren. Tell him that you're an old friend of mine.
Why do you call him that?
Because he's Master Soren.
We'll talk more later.
Okay. Yes, go meet up with him. And because he might be lonely. He's there by himself right now.
He's probably not. What?
Let's go to the greenhouse.
Never mind. How old are you?
18.
Oh, okay. No, never mind any of that. Yes. That's not... I'm not trying... I'm sending the wrong message. That's not even... I've met him a couple times.
Evelyn is sitting there and she thinks, is this what I sound like?
This is how fawns talk to each other.
I'm sending the wrong impression. And he's like, he's sending the wrong impression to someone who has any idea of what he's talking about. And Ginny is not among that number. I didn't mean any of it that way. I mean, I thought you did, but I didn't. Yes. What?
Should we go?
You had... Yes.
All right, let's go to the greenhouse.
Sorry for the misunderstanding. He puts his helmet back on. Sorry for the misunderstanding. Thank you for... In the future, I'm sure you'll keep within the barriers and in the grounds reserved for public viewing. But thank you for your visit to Harvest Court Palace and grounds. And I hope that you will Tell your friends that you enjoyed your visit.
Oh, certainly.
All right, let's go.
As they run back to the greenhouse gate, Evelyn is telling Lemma, "We'll surely find out if the spell is broken now."
That's what you call a blue digest.
Because we've just announced our plan to enter the greenhouse.
Let me use his mage hand to pull the fire alarm.
Which fire alarm?
He doesn't.
Victor says, look at that tree. And then he unlocks the door to the Burnmend garden,
We call that the Lemma Gambit.
ushers you all in. How many lemmas are
Just the
there?
one Lemma.
Is the draftsman still here?
No. As soon as they left, the effect was Lemma disappeared and the draftsman
Okay.
became Lemma.
Great. Victor's like, oh, crowns. Thank goodness the draftsman's gone.
Only OrLeon
No idea
had.
what's going on. He still doesn't
Literally
even
no
know
clue.
that Evelyn had the magical sensor on her in the first place.
OrLeon has been loving the show and still has no idea what's going on. And he's like,
OrLeon, there are some cool bugs in this garden, though. You're forgetting.
You found this really gnarly mushroom that you just been staring at.
he's like, dude, do you have any like milk duds in that book of yours? I'm just like, this is great. Yeah. Loving the bugs.
So Victor says, oh, look at that tree. And then Jingle Jangle unlocks the doors. Doesn't even look as you go in. He does not want to see. He doesn't know how many. He's airing out the wood chips. He doesn't know about greenhouses. He's from farmland. He counts to 5 and assumes you're in and closes them up and locks it again. Hopefully you can get out.
Evelyn uses runic lock to make it so that only the 4 of us can pass through this door, whether you have a key or not.
As I slip past Victor, because I'd probably be the last one into the door, I'm say, "Thank you. I owe you. I'll talk to you soon," and just like slip in.
I hope they don't kill him.
No, I hope so too.
So you are in, and as soon as the runic lock is cast, you are bathed in this delicious warmth. It's not humidity like real humidity. It is. Everyone take 1 hope if you are not full.
I just didn't get a chance to say it before Lemma disguised himself. That I use 3 of my hope to use my Seraph's Hope, which is my unique hope feature.
Nice.
Spend 3 hope and either reroll a prayer die or refresh one of your used prayer dice. I used all 3 of them earlier. So I refreshed my 4. So I have a 4 back. So just so you know. But now I'm back up to 4 hope.
You've been told that this greenhouse is typically open to the public. Now that you're here, that feels strange. You're not. You wonder if that's true because this does not feel like a realm of normal plants. It occurs to some of you, particularly to OrLeon, who you're experiencing your own hometown anew now that you've come back with poet training and you're re-seeing things. Maybe as a child you would have just seen these as wonderful strange plants, and now you are feeling there's something else behind them, that there's something wonderful, nothing sinister, but it feels like you shouldn't be in here. It feels wonderful that you are, but it feels strange that you would be. There are a few paths. It's not enormous, but it's fairly deep. You can see about halfway down, there's some sort of, large fountain type area in the middle. Tell me what you do next.
I'd like to use the reveal spell. Is there hidden doors or whatever?
Please roll.
That is 14 with fear.
Nothing pops up.
No secret doors.
Everyone loves secret doors.
Yeah.
With a 14 with fear? No.
No.
You see some footprints dragged, like some tracks in the gravel path that was swiped over.
She points that out to everyone.
And you see that it starts as one path and inexplicably splits into 4. I mean, it could be splicable, but you don't have a splick.
I am unable to splick.
For those about to splick, we salute you. What was it that the Overlord of Iron said about paths?
4 paths, 4 queens.
Yeah, to me, he said, when I see a fork in the road, I pick it up. His messages to me have continually been about taking all paths, in a sense, or that is what I have understood. But he's just good with paths in general. That's sort of his bailiwick. I can use nature's tongue to talk to these plants and see if we can get, and they will tell us what they know if they are willing to do so. What do you think I should ask them?
What was brought through here, and by whom?
I was thinking, what's below? Like, what is beneath here? How do we get here?
What's the text of it? Does it say you ask a question and then of a specific plant? Like, read me the whole thing. Sorry.
It says they'll tell me what they know. It says on a success, you can speak the language of the hidden natural world. When you want to speak to the plants and animals around you, make an instinct roll. 12. On a success, they'll give you the information they know.
Great.
With fear, their knowledge might be limited or come at a cost. In addition, whenever you make a spellcast roll within a natural environment, you may spend a hope before the roll to add +1 to the result. So,
Just making sure you didn't have to target a specific plant.
I don't need to target a specific plant, and I don't really need to ask it a specific question. It sounds like they will tell me what they know.
Yeah, you can just dial in and tune in to the green.
So I'm going to do that. So it's an instinct roll. Still, I think, have a rally die from Lemma earlier. I'll add 1 Seaborn token.
You have this stuff. I want you to succeed. Add that stuff and you succeed.
Oh, okay.
Am I robbing you of your glory? But Daggerheart specifically says, don't make them roll if you're not interested in the possibility, in what failure might do.
Great. I will take. Look, this is me, David, evolving. I will take success. I will take the win.
Yeah. But like, you thought of all the things. Like, this was, you solved my greenhouse for a druid puzzle.
Great.
And there's more to solve. So, okay. You're like, I'm in a human greenhouse. Sorry, I'm in a humid greenhouse, not a human greenhouse. I'm in a greenhouse. Maybe I should, I'm surrounded by plants. Maybe I should listen to them. And you turn on nature's tongue and you hear, there's a lot of noise at first. You're surrounded by plants, and not just any plants, but plants you realize of poetry. These are not mundane plants. These are poetic plants. At first there's not a cacophony, just a pleasant hum of plants having their vibes. And you hear a few voices, peaking and cresting and ebbing and waning, and a few are becoming louder, and you hear, "Oh, yes, please come here. Stimulate my hairs. Come here, please, just a little closer." And you see halfway down near the swampy fountain area an enormous, gorgeous Venus flytrap. The trap part of it, the leaf part of it, the heart-sized leaf part of it is, what's a size comparison, is a carriage wheel in diameter, and it is watermelon pink, and the stalk is curved, and it is slightly taller than you, and it is coming out of what appeared to be a fountain. It's a very swampy fountain, like a bog, not synthetic, but a cultivated bog. Whether or not you walk closer, you can see from your distance that it is in sort of a section of plants that are maybe less understood, that are beautiful from a distance, perhaps up close, more carrion eaters or carnivorous or smelly or just not understood elsewhere on the cycle of life, where they are large and beautiful and strange and all next to each other and all humid. There's a buzz around them, but this one in particular has clocked you clocking it. That is what you hear loudest, but you also hear a buzz of plant voices going, "Oh, we know what they want. Well, we're not just going to tell them where it is. Well, well, okay, well, look who's thirsty. Okay, well, never mind. I'm dormant, so it doesn't matter." There's a buzz, and this gorgeous Venus flytrap says, "I can't come to you, darling. Please, just look at my cilia."
OrLeon blushes and says, "Hang on, I think there's some information over here." Eyes and sort of timidly walks towards the Venus flytrap, awkwardly looking back, and approaches the Venus flytrap.
I have so many strong reservations.
Thank you. Don't listen to them. They're jealous. The queen, she only uses me for her passageway. And I'm so tired of talking only to her, hearing her blather on and on about truth, this, and, blah, blah, blah. I stopped listening after that, but you... How are you?
Well, it's been a time, madam.
Oh.
But, here we are. Things are pretty dangerous these days, so we're...
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
No, tell me about it.
Well, the beautiful order and disorder of things, from which you emerge as beautiful as you are, is all under threat. And we're trying to save it.
Oh, good. Thank you for that.
Because life is delicious. And we want to enjoy it.
I never thought of it that way. That's such a beautiful way of putting it.
Thought you might like that. Can you help us?
I hope so.
Would you?
I certainly hope so. Oh, listen to me. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. And there's
That makes 5 of us.
the plants around it, some of them genuinely titter and some of them groan. Sorry, this is sort of that's what we are as hopes. You're a Lacunan, I suppose. I don't know if anything else exists. We're kept so lovingly by Her Majesty. Maybe one of us is yours, I don't know. We've been here for so long, some of us. Every little leaf, every little sprout, pruned just so. She cares so deeply for her people's hopes, but it does get dreary hearing about it on and on and on. And we don't seem to be enough for her. She has to go down to hear more.
Where?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you
Oh, I see.
make the right moves, say the right words, then I open up. And you go through the secret door. You have to be careful, though. Like I said, there are a few of my fellow hopes who are very jealous. If you say it too loudly, they might give you the tendrils and the thorns. Keep you away from the doorway. There are defense protocols.
I look back over at my friends and summon them over. And I say, I'm not the specialist in words, but can you give me any clues and maybe we can figure them out? And I say to my friends, there's an entrance, but we need to say the words.
So the trick is, once you're down there, and Adonis would never lie to you. The trick is you must want the truth. That's what the Queen wants. But she wouldn't leave it to a paltry riddle. Anyone with your mortal brain cells could solve a riddle. You also just have to know a thing, a code. So look at the edges of my leaves. There are some little hairs. I'm told they're lovely, but you don't have to tell me. I'm not fishing for compliments. We have to touch one on one side and then another one right away. And then once you're in the doors, you have to touch 5 more hairs, any of them, but 5 times. Do you understand? 1, 2, then 5.
Okay. Yes. I'm
1, 2, then you're in the door. Then once you're in the door, 5 times.
5 to close it behind me.
2 closes behind. 1, 2 to get through the door. Then 5
Okay.
once you're through the door. And then there'll be a switch that you can let your flesh friends through.
Okay. Okay, guys. Friends, I think
Flesh Friends is gonna live in the back of my head forever.
this seems weird,
You think?
but no more or less than anything else. I think I can get through here and let you in if I don't come back. Okay, so I touch the 2 outer tendrils. 1, 2.
The leaves close around you.
And then I touch 5 of the hairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It begins to digest you. It's eating you.
It's a real walrus in the carpenter kind of situation.
Have I been fooled?
Yes, I think you may have been
God.
fooled.
Is this?
Can I hit it?
What do we perceive from outside?
Were you all standing there watching?
Yeah.
You were gathered around?
Yeah.
Yeah. OrLeon was like, "Hey, everybody, I'm about to walk into this plat."
You see a giant Venus flytrap snap itself around OrLeon and now is using enzymes to digest him. People who are not OrLeon, make any sort of presence or nature-related roll. I don't mean... You'll get to do other stuff first if these rolls, but like... How do you react? Tell me how you react before you roll. Like, what's your immediate... Do you yell? What would the other plants perceive? Is actually my question.
Like, what the fuck is happening? I think for Evelyn, there's a moment of, wait a minute. And then she's like, oh, I think we need to get him out of there.
Yeah. I think similarly, it's like, OrLeon did this on purpose. Is this on purpose? This isn't on purpose. This is not on purpose.
I'm still on a little bit of a high in that I just saw Victor and I turn around and OrLeon has walked into a plant. And that's not so unusual for him, but at the same time, like, this is Venus flytrap, so I pull out my axe. I want to chop this Venus flytrap down.
Can you make like an agility roll? Like basically, this is an initiative thing. I just want to see if I just want to see if this happens before something else happens.
I rolled a 6 with hope.
Okay, then that's great. It's honestly kind of good that you rolled low with hope. Is the best case scenario.
Is this Tim Curry ass plant lying to us?
Is this plant lying? No, that's not true. This was the best case scenario. I was so hoping that you would not do that, so I could use my research on exactly how many times you have to touch a Venus flytrap hair to make it close and then to make it digest. Thank you so much for making this all worth it. It was all leading up to this. You did this exactly how I dreamed and hoped. You're all stunned because at first this is like how it was supposed to go. At first you're like, oh, great, he's finding the switch probably that the plant told us about. Oh, wait, is this going wrong? And Ginny's like, the axe probably. And then you hear, hey, Adonis! Don't make me do it. Don't make me fluoresce. I will fluoresce over this. I can fluoresce within a half mile. You drop him. Drop him, Adonis. I know I just look like a big tree right now. I'm one leaf. I got male and female flowers here who can sing up this whole vexed place.
We've summoned Mel Brooks.
Are we hearing that? Or just OrLeon, who is talking to plants?
You know what? I'm going to spend a fear, and you all hear it. And then the undulations of the plants stop. And you all get another turn to do something. And it is clear to you that this is coming from a very nearby plant. What it looks like right now is, you now know it's just one leaf. It looks like a skinny green palm tree.
I try to get OrLeon out of the maw of this plant.
Yeah, do a strength check to pry open the...
Something I'm really good at.
Yeah.
Double threes.
Yes, you pry him out. I don't know if he's even sticky. He wasn't in there that long. They're just like...
I pull the thing open and the thing flashed. Do I still sound okay?
Titan, why do you have to ruin everything? I haven't had a meal like that in whatever.
Are you okay?
No!
You do it, not you! OrLeon!
I don't warn people about you stinking up the place, Titan. Ugh.
What are you doing? I'm just looking you over.
I don't know how to explain that. I got some bad intel, and I'm pretty embarrassed.
I gotta apologize for him. I'm pretty sure the queen actually calls him a dunce, but he hears it as Adonis. I don't like to fluoresce if I don't have to. It's pretty bad. I only do it like every 10 years. I don't need the maggots. I don't need the hornbill beetles or anything. Look, it's glorious when I do, but you don't need the carrion smell. So I'm gonna keep it all.
In your Titan?
That's part of the long name. People call me corpse flower, etc., etc. But the official name, it's Titan.
That's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for interfering and interceding on our behalf.
The thing is, I'm so beautiful and cool to so many parts. There's a tuber that's 3 years, and then I've got the male flowers and the female flowers and they're beautiful, but they're also supposed to look like rotten meat. And it's
Evelyn apologizes to Lemma for the way that she talks in her mind. I had no idea it was like this.
Anyway,
You are nothing like this.
I'm a little bit proud of Adonis that he got that far. We don't get visitors back. It's just been an exciting day. There was the whole thing with the thing.
What thing?
What thing? Could you tell us about that part?
Oh yeah, they moved something to usually. Well, they moved Adonis first of all. Usually the door yeah, usually the queen doesn't want us. Usually the queen doesn't want something carnivorous and a lot in front of the door she uses all the time. Pitcher Plant and me, we do our own things. We digest our own things. Looking great, by the way, Pitcher Plant.
Evelyn looks around to try to determine where Adonis's thing used to be. Is there dirt marks or watermarks on the floor or something was Adonis the thing that was dragged?
Adonis was dragged just from the far side of the bog fountain. You get the feeling that Adonis is annoying and loud too.
Yeah.
Adonis is beautiful, but visible from afar. And we like him that way.
Yeah.
Whereas corpse flower and pitcher plants are oh, look at us, we're weird, and we'll just and we're weird and beautiful, and we'll keep our mouths shut when the queen is doing her thing.
Could we move Adonis out of the way?
Would someone please do any sort of check on like knowledge or instinct, sort of nature or whatever?
I mean, my instinct isn't very good, clearly, but it should be.
It is. You just didn't use it.
I got a 23 with hope.
You realize that Adonis had to beg and cajole OrLeon to touch his mouth in specific ways
Mm-hmm.
in order to hurt him. You could just walk around him. Adonis cannot, like, lean over and grab you.
So as I walk around Adonis or Aduns or whoever the hell this is, I smack it in the back of its Venus flytrap head and go, "Don't ever do that again," and just keep walking.
You miss because you fall into a secret portal at the bottom of the bog fountain.
Cool.
Oh.
Don't ever do that. Oh, shit!
Like, immediately, like, he was just directly in front of, like, you swipe him a little, but as you are, you stumble down a few hidden stairs. That were out of reach of your reveal when you cast it because it was halfway
Understood.
down, but
Yeah.
Do I fall far?
you don't get injured or anything. It's just like a
Down like some steps or like
few steps.
through a portal to another dimension? Okay.
not another. I mean, it's like an illusion type thing. Like, you know where she is.
Oh, you all right?
I think I found it.
Mr. Corpse Flower, I just want to
Hey.
thank you for the information.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm male and female. Like I said, I've got everything.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to misgender you.
I was gonna say I don't have gender. I'm a magical manifestation of the hopes of your realm.
Oh,
I don't like so make of that what you will.
I will.
And thank you.
And thank you. We're going to be taking our leave now. Please kindly don't tell anyone where we've gone. Thank you. She goes towards the stairs down. Just wants to be out of this room.
So Ginny stumbles down a few steps. It tells you she's found it. You bid Titan of your design, and as you descend, and you do have to descend a ways. It's a bit disorienting. There is a heavy caudal presence that creates. These are stairs. Once you pass through the initial layer, you have this very clear feeling of just stairs, no banisters, no walls. You feel as if you are descending through space, but also very defined. There's caudal ward on both sides. And you remember how confused you were at first by the notes you had on the blueprints of the shaftway going straight down and the greenhouse being over here, and you see now how things could potentially line up because these stairs wind a bit through caudal ward. And they come down at the bottom of wherever you are, and you are faced with a straight row. The pathway is straight, and you are in a row of what you understand to be a wide expanse of orchard. Trees around you seem to be cherry trees, and when you look up, suddenly you see some kind of sky.
Are we not underground?
You still see the stairs.
Evelyn will cast Reveal again.
Nothing is close that is hidden. What you notice is that, trees together, you should be able to see through the trunks. And you can. You see that there are other paths. They feel like walls. These lines of
Like a maze?
very like a maze. And as you look to the side, then you look back, and something has shifted.
Wow, great. A moving maze. A living maze.
Katie, Evelyn, please roll a d4.
I rolled a 1.
You are alone. You don't see any of your friends.
Oh, shit.
And the other three of you are together. You also all looked to the sides. And when you look back, the sides of the orchard have shifted, and you no longer see Evelyn.
Lemma, where are you?
Can we hear her?
That was telepathic.
No, you cannot hear each other. I remember now that I wrote this down as a place where that would not work. Thank you for reminding me.
Where telepathy doesn't work?
Correct.
Oh. Lemma doesn't respond.
I'd like to cast Floating Eye.
You cannot.
Magic doesn't work here.
The caudal ward is so thick here, and though your poetry is of the caudal ward, here it is so strong that it acts as a barrier. And there are a few places in this court, maybe in this world, where you are not powerful enough to use the poetry of a ward this thick. Maybe no one is.
Evelyn will do what she has always understood you should do when you are trying to find your way out of a maze, which is put her left hand out to the wall on the left and follow the wall. In this case, the trees.
I whip around calling Evelyn's name, but obviously she can't respond back to us.
You turn your head from the group, from the others.
Yes.
Roll a d4, please.
3.
You're alone.
It's my primary state of being.
If we are looking at her, and I think if Ginny was doing something interesting, we would have been, do we see her vanish?
You see her walk into the wall of trees and walk through it and disappear.
Okay.
Is there anything that I can do with my willful resistance? In that I've resisted the ward and the queens before.
Yes, that's a great point. Okay. Yes. I don't know if Ginny would.
Well, she would be looking for Evelyn. And maybe in that, maybe I can either find my way to Evelyn or not disappear from sight.
Okay, this is gonna be tough. Willful resistance. What does Ginny want from this maze?
Ginny wants to find Evelyn.
So, who or what is she using her will to resist?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like there's a wrong answer. I don't know that there is. There probably is a wrong answer, but
I guess in this instance, she's trying to resist Harrows because she believes that this maze is hers.
so this is tough because you get your willful resistance from Harrows, but will is will. Here's what happens. Because of your willful resistance, you remain alone. The paths shift. Evelyn, Lemma, and OrLeon now all find themselves on the same path. Ginny, you find yourself on a path headed, as far as you can tell, straight towards some sort of horizon. There is a glow towards the end. You can't see actually what's there. That's the horizon. And you hear, "This is where she comes to hear the truth. Come listen, dearie."
Would I recognize that voice at all?
No.
Cool.
Lemma or OrLeon. You suddenly have Ginny replaced with Evelyn as the cherry tree rows shift almost imperceptibly.
Everyone look straight ahead.
Which way is that?
Don't look away. That's how we lose each other.
Okay.
Should we all hold hands?
I have a thought, but I don't know if it's... First of all, I don't know if it would work, and second of all, I don't know if it's dangerous because it would remove us from physical contact, but I think that thing I did back at the camp where I turned into a bear, I think I can do that with other things. I could turn into a bird and see if I can see what's happening.
Can you do that right now?
I don't know. I'm not even totally sure how I did it last time, but I can try.
Poetry seems suppressed.
Yeah, I don't know if beast form is magic, or I mean, I guess it must be, right? But it's not a spell.
Let's say no. It does feel kind of cool and vibey to be like, that's different, but then there are a bunch of like maybe telepathy is different.
Let's hold hands, move forward together, and don't look away. Or we must all look the same way at the same time. So if you need to look in a particular direction, just make sure we're all looking in that direction.
What's in our immediate vicinity? I guess we can't look around. We explicitly don't do that.
You all see there's a path ahead of you, and in the middle distance, eventually you'll have to turn or walk into trees.
Shall we just go there to the furthest extent of where we can go?
So I'm imagining the three of us holding hands and just in time moving and moving and moving until we all decide to, in unison, turn a particular way and navigate as much of the maze as we can like that.
Great. So you do that. What does Lemma want from this maze? What do you want to find at the end?
Control. Some way of imposing sense on this sequence of senseless events that we've been involved in.
Nothing happens with that. It's honestly, I'm asking a little bit prematurely. You're just walking ahead. You haven't triggered anything. You've got that in mind as you're specifically trying to not trigger anything.
Yeah.
Similarly, OrLeon, what is OrLeon expecting? Like, what do you think the task is?
I think it's to find the Heart of Fire. I think that's what I'm thinking, but I don't know. OrLeon also lost the thread a long time ago, so, he's... I'm thinking, what was that? Why did Lemma transform himself into... No, I think I'm thinking about the Heart of Fire and that we're looking for it, so I think that's probably what's on my mind.
I think that's also what Lemma is thinking. My answer was like...
Too late. You told me what I wanted to hear. What's on Evelyn's mind?
Yes, she wants to navigate this maze to its end, and hopefully that will lead us to the Heart of Fire.
Unless there's a particularly attractive Venus flytrap on the way.
Particularly attractive? Like, more?
Also, OrLeon would like his glasses to be less fogged up in the humidity.
Oof. You come to the T. What do the three of you do when you have to choose which way to turn?
Are we turning left or right?
Let's all look to the left.
On a count of 3.
Wait, on 3 or 1, 2, 3, go?
On 3.
Okay.
1, 2, left.
And we look to the left.
Yeah.
All right, great.
This is going to be the longest night of our lives.
This is not actually the task. Don't worry. I'm not actually testing you on your ability to synchronize. I'm going to spend 3, 1 for each of you. So you all turn left. You feel each other's hands in your hands. And you see 3 paths. Forward, left, right. Who's in the middle, by the way?
I thought Evelyn.
Evelyn, great. I'm picturing OrLeon on the left, Lemma on the right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Evelyn and OrLeon. OrLeon, you hear Glory's voice telling you, this way. She doesn't want you to know. Evelyn, you hear a voice you haven't heard before. Finally. This way. They won't be able to understand. Quickly. And Lemma, you hear Rain's voice. Oh no. Oh no. They've gotten to them. Don't follow. They've fallen for it. Stay where you are, please.
Something's trying to separate us.
Well, make a roll.
I've seen through your ruse.
How dare you? I guess you're allowed agency. Fine.
Yes, so do you say that? Does she say that?
Yes, I say that. Something's trying to separate us.
I think so too.
What did you hear?
Something told me to leave the two of you and go a certain way, which I'm not going to do.
I heard the voice of glory, the Queen of Bones, urging me down this path?
I heard Rain tell me to stay here.
I don't know who I heard.
I think we can guess. Maybe we should look right?
We cut to Ginny. You're still where we left you. You see that path straight forward to that light on the horizon.
Okay. I slide the handle of my axe like through my fingers until the axe head is touching the ground, and I drag it along behind me, leaving a line in the dirt so I can find my way back to this spot.
You now notice gaps between the trees, and you hear voices.
Do I recognize any of the voices?
If you did, what voices would you want them to be?
I honestly don't know what I'd want them to be. Part of me feels like I'd want them to be my friends. Some of them, part of me feels like I'd want it to be any authority that can tell me what the hell is going on.
You hear Kasmene Winona. Ginny, is that you? Oh, it's so good to see you. Oh, I've been wanting to see you.
Where are you?
I've been wanting to touch you again. That's all I've been thinking about. Just come here, please. You made me feel so... I'm right here off the...
Can you come to me?
No, I can't. I'm right here in the... And down the path, you hear, Darling, don't you want what you came here for? You wanted the truth, didn't you? You're a hero. You want to save the realm. It's just straight ahead. Come what you came here for. I've got it right here. You see a shadowy figure darting between the trees. Ginny, please. I think that's you. I can't. You know it's hard for me. Just, I want to touch your face again. I'll go just over here. Meet me over there. And she darts just a little further away. It's okay if you're scared. I am too.
I take a few steps towards the glow in the horizon, dragging my axe behind me. I don't look at Cosmone.
Go back to the trio. You just said you were going to go right. Is that correct?
I was suggesting we look the other direction on the count of 3.
All right. I think that's what everyone agreed. Sorry.
Yes, I think the most important thing is that we all do it together.
1, 2, 3.
You all look, and the paths are suddenly one. And you hear, very clever, little ones. She didn't fool you. I knew she wouldn't. She's trying to keep you from me. Just come this way. Just this way. And you see a straight path towards a glowing arch. Just right towards me. I've got what you want. You've got what I want. This is why you're here. And she won't keep us in the dark anymore. We should go the other way.
Which one?
You now have just 2 options, straight forward or straight back. The trees have shifted.
Oh, I see.
Yes, let's not do this one. Let's opt for not this.
On 3, then turn around, walk the other way. Yes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You all turn, and you each find yourself on a separate path. You do not see each other. You do each see someone else. Lemma, you see Lorelei. Katie, you see the Lord of Iron. And OrLeon, you see Cosmone. The Cosmone you used to see in your mind. They each beckon to you. All 4 of you, you're yes, she won't do it again. Yes. There's sickening hope. Ignore it, come to me, yes. You're so close. You've done so well.
Are we all together?
No.
Are we all separate?
Yes.
Just all hearing the same thing.
Yes. Do you continue?
Who are you?
Call me Mattis. And see me. Just a few steps and you'll see me and you'll understand so much.
Does that name mean anything to Evelyn now that she has read the 2 books?
It does. It is the tongue of chaos, and it means, I'm going to pronounce it slowly, because it means wild, as in possessing wiles.
Uh-huh, okay.
Like
Nice.
wily.
Wily Coyote, yeah.
But not like, you know.
I know what you mean.
Metis, as in possessing wiles.
I can't even tell them that.
Metis is my name.
What do you want?
When you see me, you will know. Or, if you're nice, you will know. Are you nice?
I'm extremely nice.
That's wonderful to hear.
But I don't trust you.
Well, that's not extremely nice, is it?
I think it's practical and has nothing to do with nice or mean.
The trees shut in front of you, and your path is closed, which the other 3 do not know. Learn your manners, and maybe we will meet someday. Others?
I look down at the path. Do I still see the line that I'm making in the dirt?
Yeah.
Okay. So it hasn't been rubbed away or anything like that.
No.
I stop and I ask this disembodied voice, can you come to me?
I wish I could.
Why can't you?
You'll see.
Tell me instead.
I am trapped here by a tyrant because I am useful.
Who's the tyrant?
If you don't yet know, then maybe you are not useful enough. What tyrant could there be but Will?
Why do you call her a tyrant?
Because she changed me!
I stop talking to whatever this voice is and start calling out for Evelyn, Lemma, and OrLeon as loud as I can.
You all hear, because she chains me, shakes the trees and the leaves. Cherries fall rotten to the ground. Lemma, you hear Ginny calling from the lane nearby.
Like across a row.
Like through a wall of trees.
Great. I am going to take out the suspending rod, activate it, and then turn in that direction.
Great. Is there anything I should do?
Well, I just don't want to be flung into a totally different place. So I want to see what
you're holding onto it, or
I'm holding onto it
Okay,
as this
great.
happens. Yeah.
Does anyone continue walking?
I think I do. I don't know. I mean, I've gotten stuck in a Venus flytrap today, so maybe I'm a little gun shy, but I feel like OrLeon. Yeah, I think we had 2 choices, and the other direction was not good. So I think I walk a little bit closer.
Great. You see, you emerge from the orchard, and there is a marble archway with pillars ascending attached to nothing, but they're very solid. There was no wall, but on outside the archway, you can't see through. But through the archway, you see there's another room, and you glimpse through the archway in an almost lightless void. It's a room. If you walked in, you could probably see more of it. You can vaguely glimpse there are maybe other archways, but what you can see from where you are at the end of the orchard is there is a figure, possibly a woman, hunched, hooded on some kind of stool. Very long skirts, very long sleeves to the ground. You cannot see her wrists or ankles, but you can just barely perceive something trailing from her into the darkness if there are walls. And just a tiny bit of movement in her shoulders, as though from the exertion of a shriek. Otherwise, shadow hides her features. Or she is hanging her head. Hard to say.
I approach the archway.
That's one of you. One of you came. One of you made it past her tricks. You smell like bones. Is it true that Glory has returned? I thought she was taunting me when she told me that. I told her she couldn't last.
Who are you?
She raises her chin just slightly. You see a gray-white lower face, wizened, wrinkled. She cracks it with a garish smile that looks like it must hurt her. I am what became of her lover's power. She thought she could rule without it, fear and skill. I took it and she chained me for it. But she needs me. She cannot rule without it. She comes here sometimes just to tell me things so I can say them back the true way. Now she makes me a guard dog, gives me baubles. Maybe you're why have you come to steal from me, little boy?
I'm not here to steal. Yes, you are right about Glory's return.
And her sister?
We don't know. Not yet, we think.
I wonder what would become of me. It doesn't matter anymore.
You are her sister's powers? Is that what you said?
I seized what was available. There were many monsters, many cunning women. It was the age of... we call it poetry now, I think. It was the age of gods and monsters. That was the second thing.
You're the monster, one of the monsters that she unleashed with her rage?
I was just an ordinary monster. That's what Lacuna had before you mortals. Ironed madness made all sorts of things. I was a citizen, put it that way. Before there were queens, or servants, or poets, or castles, or rules. She looks at you. You still can't see her eyes, but she tilts her head back and forth. You're here to cut me open and take some other heart, not even my heart. Do it, but cut off my hands and feet to let my corpse leave this place. I'll drag myself on my elbows and knees.
Can you bring my friends here?
I've been trying to. What do they trust? I've been asking them so nicely.
Tell them I'm here. If you can speak to them, perhaps. I will not take action without them.
Can I have your name?
Nah.
She goes to speak, and she raises her hands, and you see chains. And she twists against them. And she stands, and there are chains at her ankles. She says, "The Queen is barring me somehow. Even the power of the name is not letting me free. Children, come to your friend. I'm trying to crack his bones. He said I could. But it's not working! I have what you want. Come for the Heart of Fire. Ginny, you feel your willful resistance. You feel shake and bristle and like it's trying to withstand something, as the orchard trees do the same. But they all go from bed blossom to burn mend, and the leaves fall off and they are twigs, and you can all see each other. And you see OrLeon standing before this chained hag in a circle amidst 4 arches. The one you can go through and 3 others.
Her name that I got in, I don't know if it was real or not, but Matisse?
Metis.
Metis?
Metis, I suppose.
Are you Metis?
Yes, call me Metis.
But it's not your true name.
My name is Metis.
She said she's a monster from the time before humans, and that she took what power she could from Daggers before she was put, I suppose, beneath the Satiety. And she's being held here.
You know the Satiety. You are the right ones, I think. Come, children, please, please. We can work together, I think. I will leave you with one more detail. If you do, in fact, all step towards this area, to those who do, you see, as the orchard falls away, and you approach this archway attached to nothing but sky that cannot possibly be sky because you're underground, you see first OrLeon, and this hooded, again, she can only be called a hag, this chained hag with her eyes hidden, and 3 other archways attached to nothing. Yet you see stone just above them, as though the sky is actually wall that is simply not caught by light. You can tell that there is something carved in this wall that is not wall in some places that you can't see, and there is another archway directly behind her, opposite to the one you came through. It is cracked horribly, as though by some calamity, with one great crack fiercely down the middle. The archway itself is in 2 pieces. The words you can see above the archway are "pass on." And as you approach, she lays her fingers like she is opening 5 switchblades because her nails are talons. She scrapes them down her chest and opens one long wound. She splays open her ribcage and pulls out an improbably large glass container, like a Victorian specimen for an exotic plant. In it is what seems to be an iron anatomical heart, surrounded by floating motes of glowing orange sand. But the heart is pulses 4 different colors, a different color with each pulse. Each beat beats in one of your chests, each color resonating with one of you. And as this happens, and each pulse, her chest spasms dryly. There's no blood in her body to pump. And she says, "Let's make a deal."
Thank you for listening to Queen of Daggers, Heart of Fire, a production of Hagdeal Gaming. If you like what we're doing here, come say hi on Blue Sky or TikTok at Hagdeal Gaming. Leave us a review. We'd love to know what you think. And remember, as a wise person once said,
OrLeon has been loving the show.